Assalamu alaikum, and a very good evening to you all. I'm here to talk about IBA, its past, sound again, and what we want to achieve. So I put, with the help of a few of my colleagues, put up a presentation for you. Let us talk while we see the presentation. First of all, I would like to pay my deepest homage to our father of the nation, Shorbokale Shorboshreshto Bangali, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. All of us here in this room wouldn't have been what we are today had it not been for Bangladesh. We owe it to Bangladesh, we owe it to our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur. When I first went to the US 35 years back, and I landed in Chicago's O'Hare airport. And there were, I think, 4 or 5 20, 25 gates, 50 gates, came out, went to New York, on the way, seen Lincoln Tunnel, went to other places, saw various bridges, freeways, etc. And I started wondering, almost 27 years old, young man, will we ever have these things in our country? And in my wildest dream, I never thought that in my lifetime, we'll be having all of those in this country because of a leader we are blessed with, Her Excellency, Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. A big round of applause for our achievement. These are all realities. And I'm waiting for the day when I'll hop into a metro and get off at TSC, walk my way to IBA. Inshallah, I'll be doing that soon. And that is what we have achieved over the last 50 years because of our leadership. Then talk about IBA. These are the leaders who have founded, worked through, paved the way for IBA what it is today. My deepest respect for all of these leaders, many of whom are present here, many of whom left us and gave us the opportunity to be what we are today. And I also want to pay similar respect to our current faculties, the finest in the country, who are continuing this work and creating these leaders. Thank you very much, the past and present leaders. I was wondering how to present the contribution of the IBA alumni over the years in the development of Bangladesh. I was always told that IBA alums are mostly working for the MNCs. And I thought, first disclaimer, I'm going to use some logos. I'm not promoting any logo. I'm not disgracing any logo. It is just for a research purpose. So these are the places where IBA alums are contributing, starting from the government to the local and foreign corporates, from, let's say, in every sector, from private sector to MNCs, from policy making to politics, in development sector and entrepreneurs. We see startups, we see large corporates, we see Bangladesh Bank governor, we see minister, we see BCB president, we see MPs, we see all those in every sector. Nobody can tell us now that only IBA graduates for multinationals. For our graduates, look around you, look at you, look around you, all successful people. To this microphone. Am I audible? Yeah, now I am. Okay. So, look around you. Look at you. You're all very successful people. You have contributed. You are still contributing. and you have a responsibility. We're going to talk about that later. So there are almost 100 logos. This is a small research that we have done. There can be a bigger research to see what sort of contribution IBA graduates are doing, has done, and will be doing in the future. So again, a big round of applause for the successful people sitting here. Talking about quality, IBA from day one assured quality. I think all of you will have hundreds of stories to share how the faculties were rude in getting things out of you, how they were so, what should I say, pressurized you, made you work throughout the night. Then they were never satisfied meeting the deadlines. So they have put you through all of this just to get the quality out of you. But you see, all these we were doing by ourselves. We never thought, or maybe thought, but we never took an initiative to get a seal of approval from others. My predecessors, especially Dr. Syed Farhat Anwar, he took this initiative last time when he was the director to get an accreditation for IBA. The process started with all my esteemed colleagues. We have entrusted one of our junior colleagues, I must mention her name, Tanisha, to put all the documents together. She put thousands and thousands of pages of documents to satisfy the requirements of the accreditation body. And finally, unfortunately, COVID came, and Dr. Farhat Anwar could not complete the process because of COVID. So last year, after the COVID was officially over, we contacted the accreditation body, and they had a 3-day-long peer review. Many of you here helped this process. We had to bring in all kinds of stakeholders from the government, from other agencies, from the entrepreneurs, current students, past students, employers. 4 MDs came. They sat for hours to sort of negotiate the process through. Finally, March this year, we were accredited, and we are the first business school in Bangladesh to have this accreditation, and this is the SACS accreditation. So here is a seal of approval. Nobody can say now that, we don't see IBA anywhere. There is no ranking. But this is not the end of it. This is just the beginning of the journey. We have to work our way, and the next aspired goal is AAA-CSP, a very tough one. And I'm sure I'm not going to make it. My tenure won't be enough to do it. My successive directors will continue this journey. We'll probably be the first AAA-CSP accredited institution in Bangladesh. That is what we invest in. That is what we are trying hard. See, these were the achievements of the alums that are sitting here. Your achievements actually gave us what we did, what we achieved. But our students, current students, always they have contributed in bringing good name for IBA and for Bangladesh. Just to give you an example, here are 279 accolades. 2014 to 2022. That is 31 awards per year. 31 awards per year. And this is the achievements. And that is how they bring up the name of IBA, put IBA high, and also bring good name for Bangladesh. So now, COVID was a big challenge. All of us, we know, we never faced a situation like this ever before. It was an experience for all of us. We had to navigate. We have to understand how to deal with this. Again, I would like to give credit to my then director, Dr. Farhat Anwar. We sat immediately. I think the first case was 9th of March. And we started our online classes, first in the country, 16th of March 2020. Zero time lag, zero session jam, on-time graduation. We have one faculty who, for philosophical reason, does not even use a cell phone. But there was no, I would say, dilemma, no hiccups in accepting, in embracing technology. In 7 days, all of us knew how to translate our physical classroom work into a virtual way of doing. And while entire Dhaka University was still struggling how to deal with it, we have completed everything on time without, as we already mentioned, zero time lag, zero session jam. And on time, online graduation. This is what IBA is. It is not just that in the last couple of years, we also, initiated the process of learning management system. Nowadays, we are having a single integrated portal for notice, for peer interaction, for grade submission, for faculty consultation, payments, application, results, complaint, benchmarking, and many more. This is a reality. This is in practice, already working in IBA. And currently, we had one of our alum, who is owning a digital company, has come forward to change, revolutionize the entire IT infrastructure, web infrastructure of IBA. Already he has installed 2 kilometers long fiber optic lines from 2 directions to give an uninterrupted web service to, at any point in time, 1,000 students can log in. That kind of a system is being implemented right now, and entirely with his, I would say, contribution, IBA will only pay the monthly charges. Thanks a lot, and we are really grateful to your contribution. I haven't named the name because he asked me not to. So now, during COVID, we also organized an international conference. It was planned to be physical, but we did not have to wait for the embargoes to go. We actually did it online. Again, kudos to our last, director, Mr. Syed Farhat Anwar. His board leadership made this thing happen, and it was a very big success. We had hundreds of participation. We have many sessions, I think, and from 20 plus countries, there were representation in this international conference. That was a huge success, an international conference on management and innovation, sustainability, Vision 2041. This held in the last year, I think 2019, we had this conference, and it was quite a success. And again, a big round of applause for this great achievement. We are already having e-library. That is again a COVID challenge. We had to quickly, innovate how we can do it. So we subscribe to e-libraries. We subscribe to resources online. These are all realities currently working, and the students have benefited from this. See, now the world is going through a transformation. We all know that. We all know about 4IR. We know that these are the changes, disruptions that are coming. Disruptions plus the challenges. The challenges of climate change, the challenges of geopolitics, the economic and social polarization. All of these are challenges. But we have to navigate through these challenges. We have to embrace technology. Probably none of us know how this disruption will affect us. These are all to be unfolded. These are all still unknown. Previously, there were a lot of three more, I would say, industrial revolution. And they were also disruptions. But those disruptions didn't have this kind of impact that this disruption is going to have. So we have to have the readiness. We have to prepare ourselves for that. We need to nurture the next generation of entrepreneurial mind and business leaders with innovation, with collaboration, with research. And that is why we want this room full of leaders to help. And I will use a tagline at the end of my presentation: what do we want from you? So this is where you contribute. This is why we are gathered here today. And from my side at least, we want your contribution. To do what? For redefining our curriculum. So this evening, when I was mingling with people, one of my classmates came to me and he said that he was in trade negotiation for 10 years. And he learned a lot of trade negotiation techniques. And he wanted to lend his experience and come and talk to the students. So if you go talk around this room, there will be many such knowledge that is sitting there that needs to be transmitted to our students. That is why we need your input in redefining our curriculum. We do that continuously, but we need more of that. We need contribution from you. See, it has to be a multidisciplinary curriculum. So whenever we talk about innovation, I always give this example, that this is a cell phone, but there is technology, there is aesthetics, there is user friendliness, there is human behavior, there is psychology, everything embedded in this thing. So there cannot be a single discipline contributing to develop a product, a service. We need a multidisciplinary approach to it. And that is where we need to somehow integrate all of these disciplines into our curriculum. We need center of excellence. There has to be various center of excellences. We thought of center of innovation, emerging technologies, and business model. We thought of center of sustainability, management, and climate change. We thought of center for fintech and decentralized finance. We thought of center for public policy for Vision 2041 and beyond. These are the center of excellences that will create knowledge, that will disseminate knowledge in future. We want chair professors. It's there in many schools within the country and overseas. We thought of having fintech chair. We thought of having ethical and governance chair. We thought of having market analytics chair. We thought of having entrepreneurship and family business chair, and inclusive growth and sustainability chair. We need some infrastructural developments. We are thinking of having a real-time finance lab. We are thinking of having these terminals installed at IBA. We are thinking of having research hub for machine learning, product development, etc. We think of connecting global resources from various countries, top-notch schools. There can be honorary positions, there can be faculty exchange program, there can be semester-specific assignments, there can be guest faculties, there can be professor for a day. Many of you can be professor for a day and contribute your knowledge. This is what we need for the future. That is what we thought. We need corporate engagements. Why do we need that? We need that for innovation, for research, and for knowledge sharing and public disclosure. Also crisis management. These are areas where we can effectively collaborate. And we need endowment funds. We need, these are the boys, they're already employed, but they could go for industry assignments. They could go for a professional summer internship. And that is how I often hear from my students who are already in the industry, many of the directors and the vice presidents, they tell me that when they first joined their organization, they thought they wouldn't even last 6 months because there's so much of knowledge gap. So they need to unlearn something, they need to relearn something. And that is why the transition has to happen from a studentship to actual profession. And that is where we can help. This is about a policy forum. Our students, already formed a body where they have connected all the students, Bangladeshi students here and abroad, and they bring in policy makers, decision makers to learn from them, and this is the Young Policy Forum. We should have something like that. We should have continuous dialogue between policymakers and the would-be policymakers of the future. We need Bangladeshi stories. We don't want Harvard cases. We need Bangladeshi stories. So the stories that are lying here, we need to write cases based on local large corporates, small businesses, and startups to encourage people, to encourage our students, to make them understand what Bangladesh is, how it has come, where it has come. So these are the things that we need for the future. And I thank you all for being here. I thank the IBA Alumni Association for organizing this, the General Secretary, Rafiq Bhai, the President, Mr. Papun, I'll name some, Salauddin, Sami, I think, who else, Rahat, and Risalat, and many more, and the student volunteers who have worked relentlessly to have this presentation, to have this thing possible today, have this get-together possible today. The last one, and I end with these few words: please lend your brain. Let's create the next generation of leaders. Thank you very much.